Maybe just not today, though. I'm playing second in this game. Probably one of my least favourite places to be playing from. Hey, that's nice. So I'm going to put in a 0. I'm going to make a 2 body size fat tissue and save up the defensive herding. Probably. There is the danger there that maybe someone makes a pack hunting carnivore and kills it. I can make it just 3 body size. Yeah, maybe I will. I feel like most experienced players are going to expect this to be a fat tissue. Anyone who's like listened to me comment on the game is definitely going to expect it to be a fat tissue because it's me playing it, and I don't play 3 body size 1 population carnivores, like, under any circumstances. It's crazy, so I think I'll go with this. I spent a long time deliberating about the decision. Just yeah, I put in the 0, so making new species feels much less safe than just making the fat tissue. If there's food that people have put in an excess amount of, I can join in taking it. And if there's not, then I'm still kind of okay, right? Like, I just need 1 and I'm fine. This guy might actually keep all 3 of these. Nope, yeah, because this guy only has the 1 population, he does get to keep the 3rd one. And JonnyDont is losing a lot. So MrGoBoom is in a very good position from that round. I think I'll just put in this 1, I don't need there to be much available. I'm going to put up another species, probably give it the burrowing. Save the defensive herding in case I feel like a lot of food will help me next round. And maybe I'll get to, turn this into a carnivore next turn. Currently it's big, that's its only defense. It's an okay defense. When you're in first, it's not the best defense. Okay, so if he's got a foraging, which this weird population distribution sort of implies, I think he's put it in the wrong place. Definitely put it where the cooperation is pointing, because when you draw an intelligence, the intelligence with the cooperation will give you 2 on that species when you use intelligence, and 2 on the foraging species. It lets you increase their populations in sync. It also just gives you room to have things like, in my last game I had a long neck intelligence cooperation. You can't really do that when there's a foraging on that first cooperating species. So yeah, foraging will work wherever you put it. The producers, long neck and cooperation, work much better at the start of a chain, so just don't put foraging in the same place. It's actually an intelligence, so that's pretty reasonable. It means he can feed these without there being any food available. Which is going to go... Well, actually, there's a lot of people who are already fed here, so... He's going to need to do it, but it doesn't really help much. Because, yeah, he needs to eat with that. So sensible would be to prevent other people eating this. Doesn't really matter which species he eats with. Kind of happy I got my 1 extra food here. So this is definitely where I want to, if I can, draw a climbing and a carnivore, I want to use them. I didn't, bit sad. The ambush could come in handy, definitely looking at being able to make a carnivore at some point. The burrowing, I don't really need it. We'll put that in. And maybe just bide my time this round. I'd love to put the foraging in, but not until I'm really sure that I'm actually going to use this species as, like, not a carnivore. So I'm going to turn it into a carnivore. The foraging's going to be a bit of a wasted card. So this round and last round didn't draw a carnivore. Kind of needed to, just because I need to, work on doing something about this. And with my setup, that's what I can do. It's really hard to make a carnivore if you don't draw a carnivore. So one thing that I do need to worry about is whether something is going to be a pack hunting carnivore that can attack this. At this point, I'm really happy to just keep giving it body size if I have to. So I'm happy to put that far up. I don't know for sure that it is, so I'm not willing enough to put the scavenger on it to get it fed. Okay, so it is a carnivore, it can attack this once, which I guess is good, because this guy's going pretty ham there. He's unfortunately not doing very well overall though, so... This guy's already completely full, bit crazy. So this guy can extinct this. I really hope he extincts this. This, I think, is his most sensible attack. Again, still want a climbing if I see one. Hey, climbing carnivore time. It's good times. I'm still going to save this ambush. Definitely like the idea of being able to use the scavenger at some point. Bit annoyed at how high I had to go because I wanted to save the ambush. So one thing I have to look at is whether I can make this a good backup target in case this guy adds extra defenses. I probably don't need that many scavengers. I can probably go this far. I still don't have to attack with this, but I would like to fill up the fat tissue if I have to on this guy, which means I would actually need significantly more population than this. So if I actually wanted to be able to kill him, I would currently need to do all of this. Which does waste those scavengers, but does give me a really good turn, and the potential to hit something that's not him. If I have to hit him as a backup, it's a good backup. I then get a fat tissue up to 5 that I can throw away and replace with, hopefully, something else. Maybe, you know, pack hunting ambush intelligence, one of those. I do have to draw it, and if I fail to draw something, I can just leave the fat tissue and keep myself fed. This doesn't hurt the leader if I can't attack him, and I would prefer to attack him, but it's always good to have a backup plan that helps yourself anyway. So he did at least have to remove that card, which is good. So that could just straight up be a symbiosis. Yeah, so we could choose both to take a chunk out of this so we can attack that. We should. Yeah, I'm willing to leave his species alive. Hopefully he joins me on this. I'll probably still kill his species afterwards anyway, just because, you know, do what you can for yourself, right? He has to hit horns at some point, so I'm still okay. And then we've got to work out what to do about this as well. Oh, wait, actually, that's... Oh, no, he's got this good warning cooler. So if I see an ambush, really going to be happy to use it. You know, I'm actually happy for him to keep the second species right now. I do want to fill up. This does fill me up. But I'd prefer for him to keep that, because he's not actually winning. And right now, there's some people who do need to get carnivored. So I'm happy for keeping him going with cards, that's fine. So I didn't give myself a good way to feed this turn, which is slightly annoying. I don't really need one that much. I'm going to be happy for him to just outdo me with his his own species this turn, that's fine. I'll just bump up to 6, just in case he wants to bump up to 6. But he also needs to add the 2 populations. He can add 2 population, 2 body size. I can't attack him, but I don't need to attack because I've got this fat tissue right now. And that's a good safety net for me. There's actually a lot of food left over, so I'm just going to try out going all the way with this card. I mean, I could put it into this population, because I know it's going to fill up. And maybe I should. It just makes it harder for this guy. He can defend just with 6 body size, he doesn't even need to worry about the defensive hurting anymore. But no, I'd prefer to actually eat some of this if it's going to be available. So I do want to deal with this. I do, but I just didn't have an ambush because I had to make sure I was safe to attack this last turn. Yeah, definitely happy for him to draw more cards, because it gives him a chance of seeing the ambush, which I need someone to play. Again, if he leaves himself open, I'm still going to hit him, but I'm definitely going to let him take out as much as he wants to take out over here first. So this is a really good scavenger cooperation. That's really well done. I need to eat some of this, so it's actually safe from me attacking it, but this guy also needs to eat some of this, so we might still get, you know, 1 hit on it. Let's see, this guy's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to lose 1 population on this one. Should have put it in here after all. Here's the thing, I can actually eat that now, but I don't think it helps. So I'm just going to do this. Because he'd still get 2 either way afterwards. He's still going to get it burrowed. Well, I'm going to take one of these while we still can, because I like free food. I definitely want this guy to eat something to extinction over here, because Wyvern's doing alright. So I'm going to let him do that. I mean, I can't do it myself. I don't really care about him getting cards now. He's got this set up to deal with this. I don't want him to change it into a setup to deal with me. This is going to be final turn. Nope, not quite. I would definitely push this to the 6 population if it was going to be the final turn. Because it's not, I think I'll just leave it as is. I'll put the foraging up here. And we'll just have this defended by the symbiosis. It means I can, you know, grab 2, which is fine. I think it's a pretty good deal. So again, I don't have to eat. If I can't eat, I won't eat. And yeah, I'm totally okay with this setup. And that needs that. So yeah, getting 2 for free from the long neck foraging is fine. That's fine. This guy has an ambush to discourage the warning calls. I have a climbing to discourage climbing. We've basically got all of the bases covered on the easy to counter defenses. This guy deals with hard shells and ambushes. I deal with climbings. It's pretty tough for someone to make something good. Okay, if I can straight up attack this on my first turn, I'm going to be really tempted because it's going to be burrowed immediately afterwards. I don't think he should have added a population to it at all. I just will want to make sure I'm still going to get my 2 food here. That is best. I don't know if it's actually better. If I just waste these 2 population and they die, is that really such a bad thing if I grab 4 food for this to make sure I'm definitely able to have these 6 population next turn? I don't know, it's a tough call. So he might have gone climbing so he can eat this. If he has, I don't really care. He gets to eat it, it's fine. It's done a really good job for me. I don't need it to keep all of its population alive. No, he just doesn't want me hitting it, but also he now can't deal with this. Okay, so there is only 3. Unfortunately, this guy's going to get his chunk of this, and I'm not, because I definitely want 2 of them. And then I'll work out next turn how I feed this. How I feed it, hopefully 8 food. Oh yeah, the burrowing. Nice. I did not see that coming. Okay, that's some cards. Do I feed it by making my own species that can scavenge from it? So I've still drawn no good attacking cards. That much is clear. The risk that I'm not actually going to get 4 more food is high enough that I'm not willing to put anything else into it to make it survive. Now at this point, getting these 2 food for 4 points will definitely be outweighed by the potential of grabbing 4 for this one, 1 to save these 3 traits. It'll get me, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points at the cost of 4 if I'm choosing between taking 2 food from here and taking 4 food from here. This guy might have got a Symbiosis Warning called, will stop me doing anything. Like I said, if I'm going to lose these 2 populations to starvation, I'm going to lose them. I had nothing I could really do with this to give it a good shot at eating. I didn't draw any intelligences that I could use either to replace the climbing or the fat tissue. At this point it would probably be the climbing. And I didn't draw like the foraging to make sense to do this with. Intelligence I could even, you know, replace the carnivore. Now this could be a pack hunting climbing carnivore, if so I can attack it, that's cool. I've got the Symbiosis chain set up. This is mainly a burrowing, just because I'm not even sure if I'm going to get to attack once. Otherwise I would give it the second population. Cool, yep, this is not an attack, because he's going to be full, well done. I've got attacks here though, so that's good I guess. Yeah, so I can eat this twice, or 3 times even. I've got to look at how much other people are getting from scavenging as I do that. But first of all, I'm definitely taking these 2. Okay, so I obviously have to eat it once, because the rules don't allow me not to. Okay, so I'm going to gain 3 for eating it this time. This guy's going to gain 2, which I think is still a fair trade. I come out ahead. Next time we both gain 2, so I'm still willing. Should have won that. Was pretty far ahead, I think. I already have this discovery. It's a really funny looking one though, I love it. Long neck symbiote. Yeah, I guess I did have that sitting there for a while. Enough population to just grab the bit of extra food both turns. It's a pretty easy one to reach 6 food on. Just have it there for 2 turns, have it with 4 population.